It's the first meeting of the season between the San Diego Mojo and Orlando Valkyries. It's live at Viejas Arena, and it's live here on YouTube. I'm Jay Kerman, joined by Dan Doherty. So glad to bring you this edition of Pro Volleyball Federation action. The Mojo try to make it a winning homestand, while the Valkyries look to halt their two-game slide.
Yeah, and San Diego looked great in their last match. It seems like they have Grand Rapids' number this season, but their defense was great. It continued where they picked up from that first win of the season that they had. And for Orlando, tough task for them to travel across the country and not much of a time in between their last match on Saturday and tonight, and they had to travel from Orlando to San Diego, so that's a downside for them, but they have huge hitters who are going to be a problem against that San Diego Mojo block.
Those hitters tonight, Jill Gillen and Adora Anai in the Valkyries starting lineup. They're joined by Kaz Brown and Michaela White in the middle, Georgia Murphy at libero, and Wilma Rivera at setter for head coach Amy Pauley and her 4 and 6 Orlando Valkyries. For the Mojo, the same starting lineup that coach Taiba Hanif Park has had in their win over Grand Rapids a week ago. Shara Venegas at libero, Ronica Stone, Hannah Tapp, Valeria Papa, Nutsara Tomcom, Lindsay Vanderweide, and Temi Thomas Ailara. She's starting on the right side tonight for San Diego. Adora Anai back to serve, and we are underway from Viejas Arena, the Valkyries and the Mojo. Valeria Papa gets the match's first swing, and Murphy passes one up ahead to Gillen. Stone over on 2, Murphy was there, and Gillen tools the block for an early Valkyries lead.
Yeah, and Gillen's going to be a real focal point in this match. Coach Amy Pauley knows that they have an advantage on the pins in this match, so expect Gillen to have a lot of action.
Gillen was marvelous in the Valkyries' 5-set loss on Saturday. 20 kills, 13 digs. Her 8th double-double of the season. A service error gives the Mojo their first side out of tonight's match. And Temi Thomas Ailara, boy, she was spectacular in her last match as well. 16 kills and 13 digs for the former Northwestern and Wisconsin standout. She gets the Valkyries to send it over on 1. A slide for Stone, read by Rivera. Joseph rolls one to the deep corner. Lindsay Vanderweide, dug out by Murphy. Shina Joseph, a right side swing. Back it comes. Papa looking for the line. It's popped up instead by Rivera. Gillen off hands. Thomas Ailara covers, and a back set for Stone. Chased down by Wilma Rivera. Tomcom wins the joust. You don't want to get into one of those with her.
Ooh, yeah, that was a dangerous play because Valeria Papa almost turned a free ball into another free ball, but Tomcom was alert, and setters rarely lose the joust.
Especially not a setter of Nutsara Tomcom's quality, the 23-year pro and the longtime member of the Thai national team. Dan, she led the Mojo out onto the floor tonight, and that's sort of a microcosm. She's become one of the most unexpected leaders and glue players on this Mojo team.
I mean, she's what brings it all together. She is, the player that everyone talks about when they talk about the San Diego Mojo is, man, that Tomcom's something else, isn't she?
And she delivers a bump set to Valeria Papa, who terminates. Any set from anywhere on the floor is in Nutsara Tomcom's wheelhouse. The problem for the Mojo at times this year has just been getting her that first ball. That's why Taiba Hanif Park loves this lineup, as Kaz Brown does enough on 2 to make it 3-3. This Mojo lineup full of great passers all over the floor, and Coach Hanif Park loves the way they've leaned in to that scrappy defensive identity. That'll get tested today against Orlando and their powerful middle blockers, not to mention their hitters on the pins. Shina Joseph looking to make an impact here on serve, and she does, earning a free ball. Pushed out to Gillen, and that's a Jill Gill kill. The Valkyries are used to those this year.
It's just she goes up with so much aggression, and I mean, obviously with her height, the vertical that she has is unbelievable. And I mean, good luck. No matter how many players you have on the block, she's going to find her way through.
She gets up over 10 feet into the air routinely. Gillen, the former Arkansas standout, walling up at the left pin there. And this is a strong start for the Valkyries, who have had their first set struggles as of late.
Yeah, and both teams have pointed that out this season, that they're both slow starters. So it's kind of up for grabs this first set and can really set the tone with the rest of the match.
Joseph attacking Vanderweide on serve. Lindsay gets her first swing, popped up by Murphy. Gillen sent back by Ronica Stone, and it's 5-4.
The defense has been pretty excellent for Orlando to start this match. San Diego's getting the swings they want, but they've just been getting dug out by Orlando pretty easily.
Stone serving a nigh. Murphy out to Gillen, where Hannah Tapp was ready. In transition, here's Papa from the back row. And a better start for the Italian in this match. This is Valeria's second time in the starting lineup this season.
Yeah, and Valeria Papa was subbed out last match. Grace Loberg stepped in, had a spectacular performance. That was great coaching by Taiba Hanif Park. This time around, if Valeria Papa has that great start, she won't be subbed out this time.
Oh, a nigh. Check back, Kaz Brown on the slide to the right pin. She's been a consistent force for the Valkyries. The Mojo know they'll need to slow her down in this first meeting.
And there's huge numbers from Gillen and Anai, but those middles of Kaz and MK White, they're just excellent, and they're what make the team go.
Yeah, Orlando really a middle-led team, according to their head coach, Amy Pauley. They'll be involved early and often in the offense. Tomcom trying to change that on serve. Going right at Brown, and the joust put over by Wilma Rivera. Anai, right to Tomcom, who couldn't keep it under control.
The great accuracy going for the back corner, and that one just ate up Tomcom. A lot of velocity.
The former Kentucky star, Kaz Brown. Can't dig up that one from the former Oregon star, Lindsay Vanderweide.
Vanderweide has been getting better and better as the season goes on. Was spectacular last match for San Diego.
Yeah, particularly from the service line, where she had 3 aces, a season high. The best serving performance by a Mojo player this season. Thomas Laura, she can serve as well with those swings from the right side. Temmie's found her home in the rotation at the right pin.
Yeah, and I think for her success to blossom this season, it's to have great first sets. When she gets into a rhythm, she is so tough to stop.
Overpass, and Orlando's in the net on top of it. So it's 9-7 Mojo. They have won now 4 of the last 5 points.
A good run for the Mojo, sparked by the consistent serving of Vanderweide.
6 aces, only 5 errors for her this season. Oh, great transition play. Gillen and Anai. Those two have had a great friendship develop over the course of the season. Such different personalities. Jill, maybe that type A perfectionist. Adora, very stoic in her on-court demeanor. How about that for an out-of-system set from Gillen? And Anai finished it off in transition. We'll see if it sparks anything for the Valkyries. Not there. 10-8.
I'm still getting over that last point between Gillen and Anai. That had no business being a kill. After how great of a serve that was from Vanderweide. But Orlando, just a really impressive team, especially when Gillen and Anai can connect.
Both these teams will fight and scrap for every ball, and the coaches said as much about one another. No point is over with these two teams on the floor. Although Anai, well, she's got a knack for ending points, doing just that.
Just so consistently good Adora Anai is, but of course coming off a down match for herself. So big first set, important one for her to get back into rhythm, get back into the form that we saw earlier this season where she was darn near unstoppable.
Oh, that won't help. A foot fault on serve makes it 11-9. Anai, to your point, Dan, was slowed down by Omaha. It was a season-low 12 kills in that last match. Amy Pauley credited the Supernova's block for slowing Anai down, but also she said the passing has to be better around her. Adora is a great passer, including that delivery to set up Joseph. But her teammates need to set her up as well. Murphy covers the block, and MK White took a swing. Papa ends up rolling one through. Gillen had to hang in the air for that one. Papa. Oh, that block was sailing out, and Shara Vanega ended up playing it.
Rare mistake for the libero there, and she knows it. But that was a very fast-paced point, both teams. That was not staying on one side of the net for too long, and it ended up being Orlando who got the upper hand.
Michaela White, the former James Madison star, Germantown, Maryland native, with a short-lived run on serve. Valeria Papa has been terminal in this first set.
Yeah, and that's going to be big for San Diego to have that consistent lineup, to not have to dig to your bench, because that's been, something that has been worked on this season by the Mojo, is just trying to find that lineup, that rotation that works.
Stone slow to get up after colliding with Thomas Ilara, but it doesn't matter. A breakdown from the Valkyries, and it's 13-10.
Not a bad point to win, going down 6 versus 4. Vanderwaide with the finish.
Able to find the campfire there. Coach Aneve Park at the net as the training staff tend to Jill Gillen. Didn't see her involvement in that last point. Didn't know if she came down awkwardly or maybe collided with a teammate. We'd have to see it again. Boy, Jill has been so good for the Valkyries in this rookie season. She was the 6th pick of the inaugural collegiate player draft, actually taken by Omaha. Came over to Orlando and continues to improve and impress on a night-in, night-out basis. She'll stay on the floor here, and the Valkyries are thankful for it. Oh, the overpass turns up roses.
Huh. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, you kind of see something new every day.
13-11. Shaina Joseph's serve has made a good impact so far for Orlando. Right to Shara Vanega. Vanderwaide. Oh, how did Murphy get that? Anai tips off the tape from the back row. And Lindsay a second swing, slowed down by Rivera. Gillen dug out by Vanega. And what an exchange this is. Lindsay again. Kept alive by Murphy. What a scramble that was. Stone with the slide. Now, when in doubt, that's been the effective play for the Mojo this season. A high percentage swing.
What an outstanding point that was, and a great push by Temi Thomas Alara during that point. She knew it was going to be a free ball, so she made it as close to the net as possible to make Wilma Rivera uncomfortable.
Anai, an awkward pass, still takes a back row roll, but it rolls too far, and the Mojo grab a 15-11 lead as our first set at Viejas Arena rolls on.
Fans are so excited, she decided to join Atlanta Vibe.
10th year as a pro, signed in July, activated February 14th.
She got 25 kills in her opening match, coming out with the bang.
Back set and across court, side out on a Lasariva. First touch, making an impact in her home debut. Double change of speed, right over the double block, Lasariva. Think Ana Lasariva's making some fans fast in her home debut.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
San Diego trying to grab the opening set here at home. This closes out a 5-match homestand for the Mojo. They came back home 0-3, not having won a match, let alone a set. What would a winning homestand do for this group's confidence as this season heads from the first chapter into the middle?
Well, it shows that all you need sometimes is some home cooking. I mean, that they were not an 0-3 team. It was just, a tough schedule. You're on the road the whole time. You haven't seen your home court yet, and things are different now.
Gillen, a laser down the line, side outs, 15-12. It's also an important first set for Orlando. They've lost 5 of their last 7 opening sets, and a few of those haven't been particularly close. Coach Pauly says we've shown great resilience after taking that gut punch in set 1, but we'd like to be the ones delivering that opening punch, as Brown returns that one right to Hannah Tapp, and the Valkyries responding well from the TV timeout.
Yeah, definitely. They needed that break, that reset. Hey, sometimes TV timeouts help.
Gillen, her 3rd consecutive serve, right to Papa. Vanderweide, slowed down by the high hands of Rivera. Nice pass there. Thomas Ilara, a right side swing. It all started with Papa's pass.
Absolutely caught some hands on the way through. And Valeria Papa, that's what she's out there for. Her passing ability has been excellent this season, and it just added so much to the Mojo.
Thomas Ilara having none of that, and it's 17-13. When Papa plays on the left pin and through the back row, it gives the Mojo the passing to free up Thomas Ilara to swing from the right side. Valeria had her breakout match in the 5-set loss to Vegas for the Mojo 10 days ago. Set sailed over the net. Valkyries' second chance, poked through by Anat. Papa up the pipe, read by Joseph. And the Mojo in transition. Vanderweide, too strong off the high hands. 3 straight for San Diego. Timeout called by Amy Pauly and the Orlando Valkyries, hoping to reverse their first set curse.
Week 6 of Pro Volleyball Federation play continues again, and tonight's main event is Pro Volleyball.
This is Pro Volleyball right here. A power swing.
Thomas Ilara. Jose, back row brilliance. Tom Cobb picks out Tapp. We've got ourselves a match.
We gonna take it, 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 gonna take it,
This first set not quite going according to Amy Pauly's plan. The Valkyries really wanted to start this match quickly. Right now they're down 5 and facing the tough task of getting Nutsara Tomcom off of serve. Back set Thomas Ilara. Didn't get a lot on the cut shot. Anai. Passed through by Papa, but Hannah Tapp couldn't tap it over on 2. And that's the side out the Valkyries were looking for.
Yeah, and right out of the timeout, it means whatever was said in that timeout from Amy Pauly worked and resonated. That time just unlucky for Tapp to have it roll off the tape and out of bounds.
Vanderweide just scrapes it over the tape. What a tip shot.
Man, she's added so much as she's gotten into her rhythm this season. As the Mojo just are looking for those weapons and those options, and she's been so reliable.
That's only her 6th service error of the season. And it keeps the Valkyries within striking distance at 19-15. Wilma Rivera, one of their stronger servers, heads to the line. 12 aces on the campaign. And it's a good one. Good pass by Papa, and it's Hannah Tapp. She loves that quick set from TomCom.
Yeah, whenever TomCom is able to set the middles, it's special. I mean, we've seen that with Veronica Stone. We see that with Hannah Tapp. Those are honestly my favorite attacks to watch from this Mojo team.
Serve trickles through, and Murphy reacts well to White's first touch. Slides, Stone, and Rivera does enough. Anai sent back by Stone, a solo stuff.
Veronica Stone all alone in the middle, it doesn't matter.
And the Valkyries burn their final timeout, trailing by 6 in set number 1.
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Rally with us.
Strong start for San Diego as Hannah Tapp gets iced by the Amy Pauley timeout. Still 21-16, the Mojo with a 5-point cushion as this first set enters the red zone. Adora Anai trying to provide a spark on serve. She's their team leader in aces with 13. And that's not what the Valkyries were looking for.
And not particularly close either. I mean, the Valkyries are so good at getting that point out of timeouts. They're 3-0 out of breaks in this set, but they haven't been able to turn that into anything.
Thomas Ilara, she can turn her serving spot into a great run, and Orlando side outs quickly with Michaela White. Her first kill out of the middle. It's been a consistent, stoic leader for the Valkyries this season. Great communicator, even when she's on the bench. She serves to Lindsay Vanderweide. Great passing and another great swing. 5 kills in set number 1 to go with 5 digs for Papa.
It feels like this is the first match for San Diego where everyone is clicking, where they don't have to, replace anybody on the attack, and that's leading to some great things for the Mojo.
That might be the best swing of the match for Orlando when it comes from Kaz Brown. Check this out again.
The battle between the middles in this matchup is going to be so fun to watch. I love what Veronica Stone and Hannah Tapp are able to do for San Diego, but man, it doesn't get much better than MK White and Kaz Brown.
Serving sub for the Valkyries is short-lived. That Veronica Stone slide is the reason that she's hitting .393 this season. That's best among all players with 100 swings this year. And she'll serve on set point. Gillen through the block, a courageous choice.
I mean, that's what she is. She's courageous, confident, knows her power, and now it's on her on the service line.
By the way, Paula Sarame still in on the back row. She was the serving sub, and now it's Gillen's turn. Mojo with a swing for the set. And it's in! Lindsay Vanderweide hits the line. 25-19, San Diego in front through one set.
Let's go celebrate now. Let's go.
So for the second time this season, San Diego has won a first set. The Valkyries, unfortunately for them, a familiar story, a slow start here on the road tonight. They lost to Omaha in similar first set fashion on Saturday. Ended up forcing a 5-setter in that one, as some of the stats crawl across our scoreboard. What can the Valkyries do to get back on track tonight at set 2, just like they have in their last couple matches?
It feels like the defense has been there. It's just San Diego's operating on a really high level right now. So getting that block up and trying to read the sets from TomCom, which is obviously easier said than done, I think that might be the key.
Perhaps a little something more on serve could help the Valkyries too. Coach Pauly said they'd have to serve aggressively and efficiently today. And maybe a change at setter is the spark they need, with Carly Graham out there to start set number 2. Carly was a part of the U.S. Women's Collegiate National Team, a 2-time All-American at Rice, who last played in their match against Columbus last Sunday. She'll start set 2 and give Rivera some rest. TomCom, well, she keeps on delivering, and that's a beautiful set and assist to Thomas Ilar.
Yeah, now Thomas Ilar is in a rhythm. Valeria Papa's in a rhythm. Lindsay Vanderweide is in a rhythm. Veronica Stone's in a rhythm. I mean, TomCom has so many options, and that is just a nightmare for Orlando.
Graham on the slide. Kaz Brown And she side outs for the Valkyries. You talked about the balance in San Diego's offense. That's something they've been striving for really all season. In this, their 8th match, maybe that was their most balanced set offensively of the season. 4 different players had 3 or more kills on the Mojo side of things. Tight set, connects with tap. Wow.
I mean, there was barely a push here from TomCom. Look at that touch.
Even when it looks like they're out of system, TomCom and Tap have found ways to connect over the last few matches. A part of the reason Hannah's hitting percentage has climbed up now near 30% on the year. TomCom is the Pro Volleyball Federation's leader in assists with 11.5 per set. Almost rung that one up to Papa. Chance in transition, a knock. 4-2.
It's been a good start for Orlando. They've been, preventing any San Diego runs. The setting has been really nice from Carly Graham. And the offense is clicking.
It all started with that Kaz Brown slide as Thomas Ilara terminates again. Whether she's been at the left pin or the right, she's been scoring, hitting 67% in this match.
Yeah, she's going to be lethal the rest of the way. When her confidence is high, good luck.
Anai, that's a hammer from the Hawaiian.
This looked like a pretty excellent switch up from Coach Amy Pauly to get Carly Graham in there. The attacks have been so good.
Right on time with that last set. Graham now back to serve with the Valkyries up by 2. Thomas Ilara from the back row, over on 1. Chance for Stone. That slide is hard to stop.
Like I said, with the options that TomCom has right now, first she goes with the back set to Thomas Ilara with Veronica Stone looking as a misdirection, and then it's Stone's turn to get the attack. I mean, Orlando's defense can't focus on any one particular attacker.
TomCom just has that knack, Dan, for finding one-on-one matchups at the net. And so far, those San Diego hitters have found a way to win those. And they've been able to stay away from the block of Kaz Brown. Her and Michaela White, both top 5 in the league in terms of blocking. Only a matter of time before that shows up here tonight. Joseph hits over the block, but not past Temi. Still earns a free ball back. Overpass, and a great get by a sprawling Georgia Murphy. Stone slide, and the Mojo side out.
Man. Veronica Stone's just in the zone right now, and she just makes such big, high-energy plays, really lifts the team up. It's so fun to watch her on one of her great nights like tonight.
That was almost a shorter route that she ran on that last slide as the Valkyries wipe up the wet spot where Georgia Murphy made that sprawling dig. Murphy played for Taiba Hanif Park, who was an assistant at Oregon. Georgia was an all-conference selection there last season. Coach Hanif Park has a lot of admiration towards Murphy and her mental strength that she showed at Oregon. A setter kill for Nutsara TomCom, punishing an overpass. But back to Murphy, she played with a dislocated shoulder during the postseason for Orlando, and that's what Coach Hanif Park remembers about coaching her, that mental strength that she has on display. Perfect pass there, and a Gillen side out.
It's just a quick development on the attack right now for Orlando. It's just pass set attack, boom, and it just comes 1, 2, 3. It's a really great rhythm they have, and it's been the reason why they are right ahead right now in this set, where still San Diego's playing great.
And this set is tied as Thomas Ilara lets it land just wide. No line judges, everything called by Bolt 6. That one we saw with the naked eye.
Yes.
TomCom, who just registered her 3rd kill of the season, back to serve. Brown rebuffed by Tap. Right pin, Joseph swinging over the block. That's her strength for Orlando.
Brilliant back set here, Joseph. I mean, you see it in her serves, you see it in her attacks. Just goes 100% on everything. 100% might even be an understatement.
The opposite for the Canadian national team. Native of Ottawa, Ontario. Vander Weide. Boy, she is painting lines in this match.
Yeah, this looks like a team that's been at home for 5 straight matches. They're comfortable. They are all familiar with each other and their tendencies, and everything is clicking.
Again, they came home at 0-3, having not won a set in their first 3 matches. Coach Anif Park essentially hit the reset button and forced her team to lean into a new identity, defensive scrappiness, pinpoint passing. They're 2-2 on this homestand. They can get out of last place in Pro Volleyball Federation with a win tonight. Anai changes the pace, and she's starting to feel the rhythm better in set number 2.
We haven't seen too many changes of pace from Orlando attackers here, so that was a great read by Anai. Double block was there, and they went up early, and Anai read that.
Her 6th kill on 14 swings tonight. Papa, did she get the touch? No, is the signal from the up official. San Diego quickly turns in the challenge. Coach Anif Park and her staff, as well as Orlando staff, they have iPads at their bench.
Crystal clear. I was wrong.
Unlike Bolt 6, Dan, you do not have a 100% rate of accuracy.
No, I do not.
Hannah tap. With the Mojo down 2. And the service error is starting to mount for San Diego. It's 12-9.
And that's always the shame of you know, having a team that's so in rhythm offensively that you can just give away points at the service line. That's been happening one too many times here.
7 service errors by the Mojo, 5 by the Valkyries, and there's a first of the night, a block for MK White. 26 for her this year.
Yeah, White and Graham had plenty of time to react to that set from Tomcom, and they did not give Valeria Papa any room.
Back to Thomas Lara, and a smart choice by San Diego.
This is a great set, once again, by Tomcom, and Thomas Lara just generates so much power on her attacks. It didn't matter that MK White was there.
That's already 21 for Tomcom. She's trending above her league-leading average. She had to cover ground there, and Papa got a good swing to it. Awkward ball sent over by White. Papa, high hands, and Murphy sprawls out to get it. Anai tools the block from a tough angle, and the Valkyries win a scrappy point.
Yeah, that one just hugged the net after it hit San Diego's hands.
The celebration getting a little carried away on the Valkyrie sideline with Ashani Teeler and Paula Sarame. You can tell this group loves playing with one another.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what Coach Pauly said. She built this roster. She handpicked not just great volleyball players, but good humans. And the Valkyries have grown close over this 10-game schedule they've had to play at the start of the season. After tonight, they'll have played the most matches in the league, tied with Vegas. But will they be 5-6 or will they fall to 4-7? They're on the right track, up 15-10 in set 2.
Women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at realprovb and provolleyballshop.com.
Well, the Valkyries have been well-traveled over the last 24 hours. So many teams will be this season when they fly across the country to San Diego. But how's this for a bad beat, Dan? A 5:45 wake-up time to fly from Orlando to San Diego on Daylight Savings Sunday, no less. You spring forward and lose an hour.
I mean, this second set looks like they haven't lost an hour, that's for sure. But yeah, sometimes these teams just get a tough break traveling to San Diego. It's like, you know, after San Diego started the season on the road for several weeks and first 3 matches, they deserved a couple breaks.
Yeah, the schedule will give each team its own set of breaks, and every team knows that. The Valkyries on the rest disadvantage tonight after playing on Saturday. San Diego has spent a week off since their 5-set victory over Grand Rapids. Both of their 2 wins this season have come against GR. Papa misses the high hands, and the Valkyries trying to run away with this second set.
Yeah, all that rhythm that I talked about in the first set has just kind of vanished a bit. And, you know, now a sub's coming in. It's Grace Loberg for Valeria Papa.
So Papa, who was so strong in set number 1, now gets to take a seat. Loberg was excellent in that win Monday like we talked about. She gets a swing here and finds the line. 9 kills, 8 digs in the last 4 sets of that match. Grace really brought in some sturdy passing and deep swings like this.
Love the quick trigger from Hanif Park here. Valeria Papa had an excellent first set, but started to struggle a little bit and, you know, get Loberg back in there, see if she can repeat her performance.
Loberg, a national champion at Wisconsin, 2-time All-American, out there with her former Wisconsin teammate in Temi Thomas-Ilara. Veronica Stone is in the front row, but once Hannah Tapp checks in, there'll be a pair of roommates on the front row together for the Mojo. The Valkyries want to delay that rotation for as long as they can, with Anai back to serve. She floats one towards Shara Venegas. Vanderweide pushed back by the block. She rolls one through to Carly Graham. Gillen read well on the Puerto Rican national team libero. Free ball though. Gillen with power. And it's all going Orlando's way in set number 2.
Yeah, they're firing in all cylinders. Credit to Carly Graham for coming in and making the impact in the second set and getting the most out of her attackers.
Stone slide, side, out. That slide has been one of the best plays in Pro Volleyball Federation, and we're seeing it again tonight on full display.
Man, that hitting percentage stat you mentioned earlier, unbelievable for Monica Stone.
That was her 6th kill of the night. right about 30% tonight. She's near 40% though for the season. Vanderweide with a strong out-of-system swing. She had to wait for that one.
Yeah, and you know what also has helped Orlando in this set has been San Diego errors, and if they can start cleaning up those attacks and looking for hands and not just trying to go all out and missing wide or long, that's going to be the key to coming back in this set, but they have very little time to do so.
Gillen runs the clock down now. It's 2013. The Valkyries 5 points from tying this match up, a place that Orlando has been so often this year. Most of their matches have been 1-1 at that halftime break. 10 minutes off following this set for both teams. Then they'll switch sides for the only time in this match. Orlando has not been swept this season, nor have they swept any of their opponents. All 10 of their matches have gone at least 4 sets. Brown winds up. Tomcom with the dig. Thomas Ilara back over on one from Murphy. Here's Lindsay again. Nice block touch from Shina Joseph. She'll get a swing. And she overcooked it. We'll see if a challenge is coming here from Amy Pauley, as Shina Joseph thought there might have been a block touch. Bolt 6 out in Frisco will have an answer for us.
And
Joseph.
This time I won't make a prediction, for the record.
I like it. Hedging your bets,
yeah,
if you will. Yeah, so the block touch is the challenge. Orlando still has 2 challenges in this set. The Mojo down to 1 after Coach Taiba Hanif Park lost a block touch challenge on a Valeria Papa swing just a few moments ago. This time, it might have grazed the fingertip or not. Dan, you and I are both 0 for 1 on challenges.
We just have to shut our mouths, Jake.
0 for 1 goes Amy Pauley. And back to the serving spot goes Nutsara Tomcom. She went 84 serves before missing her first one as a member of the San Diego Mojo. Side out, Kaz Brown just guides it across the court.
A little bit of a misread by Venegas there. She thought that was coming in a bit shorter, started to slide, and that one just snuck right over her head.
The rookie Sarame, a member of the Puerto Rican national team and a former Florida Gator, served that one a bit too strong.
Ooh, that had some heat behind it, a little too much heat. Always tough for a serving substitution to come in late in a set. You know, where you've seen the court once this game, so coming in cold, it's a tough situation.
Tomcom the dig, Venegas the set, and Thomas Ilara the swing. Not enough. Graham, read by Tomcom, denying the setter dump. Murphy, a diving dig, and Gillen took something off. Pancake by Venegas. Thomas Ilara rolls it through. Gillen the pass back, and the swing sails long.
Jeez, another outstanding point between these two teams. It's been fun, and you know, San Diego's chipping away here.
Amy Pauley was late in standing up from her seat, but she had already turned in the challenge on the tablet. And she's saying perhaps this one was tipped, or Dan, no, it is the block touch, so they're not going to challenge the Shara Venegas pancake. If they were to challenge that, it would have had to happen mid-rally. Here's the block touch challenge. And it split the seam. Amy Pauley now out of challenges in this second set. Orlando hoping that won't matter for the 4-point lead. Vanderweide chipping away. Oh, Gillen tooling a double block. That's her specialty.
Yeah, good recovery from Orlando. I'm not expecting any more block touch challenges for the rest of the match, either side. A little 0 for 3 start for both coaches, but a great kill from Gillen once again.
We'll just call it a great start by our officiating crew here in San Diego.
Yes.
Thomas Ilara forces a heavy block. And the Mojo have not gone away, still within striking distance. Remember, they trailed 17-10 earlier in this set. Now down by 4.
Well, let's talk about in the first set how San Diego was thriving because they didn't have a clear number 1 option, but here in set number 2, that clear option is Temi Thomas Ilara. She is on fire.
Noma Velez, the serving sub. We'll see if they go back to Temi here. They do. Gillen with the sprawling save. Transition chance. Temi again. Timeout Orlando. They've got a Temi Thomas Ilara problem in set 2.
Fans are so excited. She decided to join Atlanta Vibe.
10th year as a pro, signed in July, activated February 14.
She got 25 kills in her opening match, coming out with the bang.
Back set and a cross-court side out on a Lasariva. First touch, making an impact in her home debut. Double change of speed right over the double block. Lasariva. Ana Lasariva's making some fans fast in her home debut.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at realprovb and provolleyballshop.com.
Orlando 3 for 3 out of timeouts in terms of side outs in tonight's match. And they could use one here. A lead that was swelling to as many as 7, now down to 3. Here in the red zone of set number 2. Jake Herman, Dan Doherty on hand here at Viejas Arena, where the Mojo look to make it a winning homestand and climb out of the cellar. Orlando trying to get set 2 over the finish line. That dig will help. Brown taps one over towards Loberg. Temi again. Couldn't find the cross-court angle. Anai comes up clutch. 23-19.
Yeah, and this is a big test for Orlando. Closing out sets has been, an up and down thing this season for the Valkyries, and if they can get one here and hold that lead that they had, that could be a big confidence boost the rest of the way.
Mojo have made their push, but will it be too little too late in set 2? White couldn't find the floor. Thomas Ilara back off of MK's block. Temi again, what an angle.
Man, she's been unbelievable here in this match. Only one blocker on that side. That's not gonna be enough.
9 kills in this one for the native of Glenwood, Illinois, the south suburb of Chicago. She serves one through. A swing from Anai, kept alive by Vanderweide. Thomas Ilara just missed it. And what a pivotal point that could prove to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a when in doubt thing. Just go to Thomas Ilara, but hey, you can't hit 100%.
Carly Graham, who provided a spark as a setter substitute here in set number 2, she'll look to serve it out. Great dig from Gillen. Tight set, Anai, and Orlando ties the match. 25-20, they survive a San Diego surge to knot things up at 1 set apiece.
Fans are so excited. She decided to join Atlanta Vibe.
10th year as a pro, signed in July, activated February 14.
She got 25 kills in her opening match, coming out with the bang.
Back set next in her home debut.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at realprovb and provolleyballshop.com.
As week 6 of Pro Volleyball Federation play continues again, and tonight's main event is Pro Volleyball.
This is pro volleyball right here. A power swing.
Thomas Ilara. Chauncey, back row brilliance. Tom Cobb picks out tap. We've got ourselves a match.
We gonna take it, 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 gonna take it,
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Well, as so many matches have been for the Valkyries this season, it's one set all at our intermission. The team's in the locker room making adjustments before they will switch sides the rest of the way. What stands out to you about these stats that our YouTube audience now sees?
I would say the blocks for both these teams. At the end of the first set, it was San Diego 4, Orlando 3. Now it's 4-4, so that means only one block in the second set. I mean, both offenses are cooking as far as getting around the blocks and getting through the blocks, tooling the block. No matter what's happening, the attackers are firing on all cylinders, no matter what jersey they're wearing in this matchup. But for San Diego, they got to get that block going again, because that's when they're at their best. Throughout this season, when that block has been strong, you know, with Ronica Stone and Hannah Tapp in the middle, that's when they're playing at their best. And for Orlando, I think their attacking just stepped up big time in that second set. And whether that was the setter switch with Carly Graham coming in, or whether it was just, you know, Orlando getting their feet under them after the long road trip, the long weekend that they had, getting from Orlando to San Diego. Whatever it was, it worked, because they looked excellent in set number 2.
Dan, it feels like the better passing team has won each of the first 2 sets, and both coaches told us how important that was today, because if you become predictable against these middles, that's where the blocks start piling up fast.
Yeah, and you know, for San Diego, Tom can cover up passing mistakes with her abilities as a setter, and you know, it's been here and there, up and down for San Diego in this match. And for Orlando, I think they really stepped up in set number 2, where they were able to get points where you wouldn't expect them to get points, because the pass was really good on the initial hit. So it's been fun to watch this match, and this really could go either way, because we saw an excellent first set from San Diego and an excellent second set from Orlando.
Some of the usual suspects showing up on the score sheet for the Valkyries. 9 kills for Adora Anai, including the set 2 sealer. Jill Gillen just behind her with 8. Kaz Brown with 6 kills on 13 swings so far in tonight's match. For the San Diego Mojo, it's Temi Thomas Ilara leading the way with 9 kills. Lindsay Vanderweide, a very efficient 8-kill performance. Ronica Stone and Valeria Papa chipped in 5 each. Set number 3 will commence here in San Diego when you return with us here on YouTube.
We gonna take it, 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 gonna take it,
Fans are so excited. She decided to join Atlanta Vibe.
10th year as a pro, signed in July, activated February 14.
She had 25 kills in her opening match, coming out with the bang.
Back set and across court, side out, Ana Lasariva. First touch, making an impact in her home debut. Double change of speed, right over the double block, Lasariva. I think Ana Lasariva's making some fans fast in her home debut.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at realprovb and provolleyballshop.com.
As week 6 of Pro Volleyball Federation play continues again, and tonight's main event is Pro Volleyball.
This is Pro Volleyball right here. A power swing.
Thomas Ilara. Chance, back row brilliance. Tom Cobb picks out tap. We've got ourselves a match.
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Rally with us.
We're glad you're with us here at Viejas Arena in San Diego. Our match all square at 1 set apiece between the Mojo and the Valkyries. The second of 2 matches today. Vegas took on Columbus earlier, knocking off the Fury in 4 exciting sets. That big second set win turned things around for the Thrill there. Might it have the same effect for the Valkyries here at the home of the Mojo tonight? Time will tell. Mojo trying to get out of last place. Coach Taiba Hanif Park said it's been a constant source of motivation for the Mojo. Staring at the standings after that 0-3 start, they've been in last place throughout the 8-week season of Pro Volleyball Federation, but they can move up ahead of Orlando and Vegas tonight with a victory. Orlando, meanwhile, they can move into 4th place in a playoff spot with Columbus's loss earlier tonight if they're able to win today. It speaks to how close the standings are this early on.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun to see the standings shake out over the course of the season, and the late season games that we'll have are going to be really intense. Only 4 spots to claim in a 7-team league. That's going to get really close.
Again, the postseason scheduled for May 16th, with more details to be announced later by Pro Volleyball Federation. There'll be 2 semifinals and a championship single elimination style. The winning team takes home an extra $1 million in prize money to be split among the players, as if that's not incentive enough to become the inaugural champions of Pro Volleyball Federation. White serving Loberg, and Thomas Ilara just can do no wrong, really, in this match tonight. Temi is hitting it near 40%. That's excellent for a right side.
Yeah, and you know, she starts the set with an attacker into the net and then changes the pace on the second one, gets the middle blockers just out of line there.
Graham, a beautiful back set, and that was Shaina Joseph bringing the thunder.
What a tight window Joseph was able to fit this through. I mean, that was impressive through Vanderweide, and Veronica Stone just was not able to do anything with that. That had some tail.
And maybe a trail of smoke coming off of that one. The Valkyries putting more emphasis on setting their opposites. Shaina Joseph just 1.5 kills per set. Now that number could rise in a hurry if she keeps playing like she has tonight. Tomcom to Lindsay Vanderweide. Dug up by a Nye, but nobody was there for the second ball. It's tough to imagine this Mojo team today without Lindsay Vanderweide, who came over late in a trade from Omaha and has made herself indispensable.
Yeah, she certainly has. I mean, it's just reliability. And the last couple matches we've seen from her have been so impressive, where she's been generating so much pop from that outside position. And I mean, this is an impressive kill for MK Brown. Or rather, sorry about that, Kaz Brown.
The only thing those two have in common, their reliability this season. They've both been excellent for Orlando. For Brown, that was her 7th kill of the match. As head a tap, answers right back. Kaz Brown has 7 kills or more in every match this season for the Valkyries, and her slide has been just as effective as Veronica Stone's tonight. Neither team has really had an answer. It's been an offense-dominated match for large stretches. Brown again. And when she gets going, the Valkyries are a different team.
Yeah, the fact that there was one block between both teams in that second set just showed how both offenses are really firing in this game. Also, no aces so far this match, so a lot of points coming by way of attack.
Thomas Ilara becomes the latest. Oh no, Jill Gilliland had other ideas. What a get. Joseph lunges ahead for it, and Jill Gilliland shoves it over. Loberg with the put down. Outstanding defense on that point by Orlando.
And they kept bending, and eventually Loberg got the break.
That set was nectar from Nutsara. Graham, speaking of great sets, that's an assist to Michaela White.
What an angle for MK White. There were very few players in the way of that ball, and plenty of open space in that back corner.
So back goes Graham, the Texan who played at Rice, back to serve. She finds White again. Good block touch by Stone. Loberg, rebuffed by Shaina Joseph. Quick set again, and Stone gives the Valkyries a little trouble. And Anai can't find the line.
It's a risky take when you try to go down the line. I mean, we saw Joseph execute that wonderfully earlier this set. Anai tries to go around the block and couldn't quite do it, ran out of room.
Such pin-heavy approaches to the attacks from both sides of the net here tonight. That's out of respect for these middles on both sides. Anai says, I'll go through your middles for a powerful kill. She hits a heavy ball, Adora Anai, and she really found her footing towards the end of that second set.
Oh yeah, she absolutely did. And you know, the lack of resistance that we're seeing from the blockers on both sides make this a really fun match to watch.
Transition chance, Venegas, Tom-Com, Loberg. Oh, what a dig by Murphy. Chance for Stone, who punches it home with the slide.
And I'm not faulting the blockers at all when I say lack of resistance. It's just that the attack has been so good that these blockers are just kind of have been neutralized in this game.
Yeah, the first matchup between the Mojo and the Valkyries producing some serious offensive fireworks. Stone meets some resistance in MK White as Vanderweide pushes one back row. Joseph off high hands and slowed down. Loberg set back. Michaela White with the stuff block.
Wow. Right on cue. There's a big block from White. And, you know, they had Veronica Stone running the misdirection slide. Go to Loberg for the back row. It just didn't quite work out.
Yeah, White not falling for the flare there. 7-all after the service error.
It's been a fun third set. This is a huge one with how back and forth the match has gone as far as how decisive the first set was and how, for the most part, until the late comeback from San Diego, how decisive the second set was.
Yeah, Valkyries led by as many as 7 in the second as Gillen rises and terminates. 8-7 Orlando. 25-20. Orlando took set number 2, but the Mojo made it interesting down the stretch. Coach Anive Park says her team needs to stay together. They're doing a better job of that, not fading away late in sets. Progress in set 2, even though they didn't come all the way back. D-ball for Thomas Silara. Forces it back on a roll from Gillen. Vanderweide. Oh, a big block. Carly Graham.
And the official had to issue a little bit of a warning to the bench of Orlando to back off, stay away from the court while you're celebrating.
I'll tell you, Amy Pauley does not mind that warning at all. She loves her team celebrating each other's successes. And that block seems to have carried over to a 10-7 lead. 2 big-time stuff blocks, the momentum-defining plays at the moment. For the Valkyries up 10-7. As the fans try to lift the spirits of their hometown Mojo here in their dojo. Tom-Com. Out to Vanderweide, and a pancake by Shaina Joseph. Her defense keeps it alive. Brown sends back tap swing. Lindsay again, kept up by Anai with one arm. Gillen tools a double block, and the momentum is on Orlando's side. Timeout San Diego, with the Valkyries feeling good about themselves, up 11-7.
Fans are so excited. She decided to join Atlanta Vibe.
10th year as a pro, signed in July, activated February 14.
She had 25 kills in her opening match, coming out with the bang.
Back set and across court, side out on a Lasariva. First touch, making an impact in her home debut. Double change of speed right over the double block. Lasariva. Out of Lasariva's making some fans fast in her home debut.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at realprovb and provolleyballshop.com.
Well, Michaela White had the first of two big stuff blocks for Orlando in this match, and then Carly Graham, who's racked up a few block assists, but that was her first stuff block of the season. That play really fired up Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, getting those blocks going is huge for Orlando because neither team has been able to block very successfully in this game at all. So to have two in a row like that really sent a message to San Diego that, that said you're just not going to get any free passes anymore.
Mojo could use a side out. Thomas Ilara can't deliver one there. Gillen, look at that vertical. San Diego was ready for it with Hannah Tapp. Loberg, low angle, overpass, kept alive. Graham sent back, and it's Hannah Tapp's turn to join the block party. That's her first of the match. She had 10 over her last two.
Oh, yeah. Just snuffed out that dump attempt by Graham. Great read by Hannah Tapp.
Tomcom with an ace. Her second of the season.
Yeah, she doesn't get aces too often because she's so accurate with her serves. She knows how to target specific players. But hey, that one just landed. Well done.
Such an effective server, Nutsara Tomcom. But the Valkyries get the side out they desired. That Kaz Brown slide has been on point.
Yeah, I mean, it's rivaling, if not, doing better than Ronica Stone's slide.
Hey, who said it was a contest? Well, that's right. Our audience did. Orlando trying to snap a two-game skid. Their last two losses, both coming in the 5-set variety. They've had this nasty habit of alternating sets, sort of even and odd. Unfortunately, you lose the odd-numbered sets, you lose the match, and that's what's happened to Orlando a few times this year. Joseph with a 10-foot attack, making it 13-10 Orlando. She'll take a seat. Shina, or check that, stay in the rotation. Shina offers season-high 9 kills in that loss Saturday, the 5-setter against Omaha. That's the other caveat to Orlando's record. As Loberg hits only tape, half of their matches this season have come against Atlanta and Omaha. And those two teams are a combined 14-6. They're tied for first place. So it's been a tough schedule for the Valkyries.
Not getting any easier, too.
Well, they've got Atlanta and Omaha next. Those two teams square off on Thursday night as that swing finds the back line for a San Diego side out, Grace Loberg. Let's see just how much of the line this one got. Only a sliver. The next match for Orlando is at Omaha Saturday. Oh, what a get. Ronica Stone with the pancake. White puts an end to that point. 15-11 Valkyries, who will complete their season series with the Supernovas Saturday. So much familiarity there. Orlando 0 for 3 against Omaha, and that's a big part of the reason they're 4-6. Temi has been slowed down here in set 3. Anai took something off. It came back thanks to Stone, and Ronica able to do enough.
Yeah, if there's a player that's going to get San Diego back to what they were in the first set, it's going to be Ronica Stone. She always comes up with the huge plays, the big highlight reel plays that get you on your feet, and that's what San Diego needs right now. They need a spark.
Thomas Ilara with an ace in 5 of her last 6. Set one right to Murphy. Great pass, but a better block. Ronica was ready.
On cue. I mean, what an unbelievable serve that was from Thomas Ilara. That one was on. That one had smoke trailing off of it, I'm sure.
Tell you what, though, Georgia Murphy took it right in stride. We'll see if they go after her again. They do. And the libero passes that test. Shara Vanega says, I can dig some too, and she does it again. Murphy sprawls to her right. Anai powers one past Lindsay Vander Weyde.
Man, that was a battle right there, and Anai with a great finisher.
That block is what turned the point around, but Shara Vanega wasn't ready to let that one go. Short serve, Anai. Slide, Stone. Dug up by Grant. Joseph covers her own block. Gillen dug up again by Shara Venegas. And Loberg powers it through four hands. Boy, this third set has been popcorn material.
Yeah, what a performance from the libero, Shara Venega. I mean, she has been unbelievable these last couple points. And Loberg, too. Another great move by Hanif Park to get her in there.
Hanif Park said that Venegas is the most energetic player on this team. She's not afraid to hold her teammates accountable, but it's all love for the 15-year pro at libero. An Olympian in Rio. She's been with the Puerto Rican national team since 2009. Played her first 12 professional seasons there. She's helped turn around this third set. Another dig there. Tom-Com ready. Vander Weyde popped up by Gillen. Anai draws a touch for the back row. And no challenge coming from San Diego because this one landed in. Wow. Maybe there was no touch, I beg your pardon. Either way, point Valkyries, and that stops the run for now. Stone again, 1 point set.
It's unreal how good that play is.
A lot of other players and coaches around the league watching this and thinking, we got to stop that.
And that's not even like, that wasn't even off a great pass. That's how good Tom-Com is.
Graham setting a great match as well. She found Gillen there, and Loberg's pass was too tight to the antenna for tap.
And they called a double there.
Now, either way, difficult spot for tap to be in, as Hanif Park, a 12-year member of the U.S. national team, imparts some wisdom on Ronica Stone for the bench. Tap in her place, terminates.
Man, short sets to the middle. That's the Tom-Com specialty.
Tap said that she and her teammates have trusted Tom-Com more and more. She said not only does she see the game well, but she's such a great encourager. She's funny. She uses that sense of humor to lift everybody's spirits. And the Mojo have found a way off the mat here in set 3. They were down by 4, and now they've tied it at 18.
And the block is waking up for both teams now as well. Now things are going to get interesting.
Loberg, an outstanding dig, as Vander Weyde goes cross court. Brown, Valkyries back on top.
Had a great angle there as the block was not quite lined up, and Brown was able to clang it off his shoulder.
Kaz Brown is hitting 47% in this match. Up to 10 kills already, just one error on her 19 swings. And the serving sub, Sarame. Lindsay off the antenna. And Orlando has entered the red zone first at 20-18. A rare mishit there from Lindsay Vander Weyde. The Central California native playing back in her home state after her career has taken her all across the globe, from Hungary to the Philippines to France, and now back in the U.S. We'll see if they give her another swing on this one. They don't. It's Temi. Great get by Sarame. In transition, Thomas Ilara sent back by the block. Vander Weide shoves it through, but it was read by Carly Graham. Anai, a high hand hunter.
Great effort by Vander Weide, but just not enough against Adora Anai and her abilities.
The frequent serving sub, Sarame. Attacks Loberg this time. Vander Weide splits the seam.
But the serving substitution works for Orlando. They get a good run there late in the set. That's huge. And you know that can go, that's always the thing that can go either way. You either get that run you need or it's immediate service error.
When it works like that, it's genius. Oh my! A couple of roommates tapping Loberg, forming a wall. That one goes to Grace, and Orlando goes to their bench. Timeout Amy Pauley. Her Valkyries up 1 late in set 3.
Week 6 of Pro Volleyball Federation play continues again, and tonight's main event is Pro Volleyball.
This is pro volleyball right here, a power swing.
Thomas Ilara. Jose, back row brilliance. Tom Cobb picks out tap. We've got ourselves a match.
We gonna take it, 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 gonna take it,
San Diego has brought life back into this building as the crowd, the loudest they've been all night here in set number 3. The block for both sides has stepped up huge as Loberg goes over it with that swat. Anai beats the block by simply out-jumping them. Great set from Carly Graham.
Yeah, I mean, Carly Graham has been sensational in this match. And I mean, it's always tough to look sensational as a setter when Nutsara Tomcom's on the other side, but Carly Graham has found a way.
Graham has chipped in a stuff block as well. Both setters with their own styles. Tomcom, another nice one out to Loberg. She goes back to Grace, who rolls one through to Joseph. Overpass becomes an overkill.
Yeah, Hannah Tapp is getting into her groove as well, and that's always good because she's one of the best blockers on this Mojo team.
She'll serve it now, the Minnesota native, Olympic alternate. Thomas Ilara off hands, that slowed it down for Joseph. White, great change of pace, and it was kept alive by a scrambling Tomcom. Anai, kept alive by Tapp, but an overdig. Graham with the setter spike. Thomas Ilara gets it done, tied at 22. What a rally.
Scrappy. That was scrappy from San Diego to play a point, or to play a ball off the net and to keep it alive and to turn it into a point thanks to Thomas Ilara and her outstanding hitting.
Amy Pauley having a discussion with our up official while Noma Velez, another Puerto Rican national team member, gets ready to check in for the Mojo. No challenge was signaled here, or rather was there. Taiba Hanif Park is having a discussion with our up official now, off to the right of Velez and Tapp. If there was a challenge here, it wasn't granted yet, and now it has been. Sometimes there's a delay with those iPads. Orlando gets in the challenge, and we'll see whether or not this is a floor touch, is what I believe they're going to look at with that outstanding dig by Tomcom off the bounce of the net.
Okay, this is interesting. This is a big challenge here in the third set. I mean, San Diego has a ton of momentum. They just tied the match, but this could go the other way.
So as our suspicions are confirmed, they're challenging whether that ball was down. A floor touch, one of those things that both six will return a verdict with. The San Diego crowd has been known to boo Bolt 6 at times when it doesn't go their way. We'll see if this one landed on the Osprey or if Nutsara Tomcom kept it off the floor. All reviews taking place in Frisco. While we wait on standby in San Diego, did that hit the floor? No, sir.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Nutsara Tomcom had 20 digs in the Mojo match last week. None were as important as that.
Man, that was so close. Game of inches.
Now a fierce competitor in Puerto Rico's Noma Velez. Serves Sarame, her national team compatriot. Thomas Ilara sent over on one. A joust. Kept alive by White. Mojo fans wanted a double. Stone off high hands. Well, they get the point anyway.
This has been an incredible set to watch. Incredibly entertaining because both defenses are activated now, and it can go either way.
So Amy Pauley burns her second and final timeout of the set. The Valkyries led 15-11 earlier in this third set, which could be such a pivotal one in determining the course of this match. This is an Orlando team that is 0-4 in fifth sets this season. If they lose this third set, well, they'd have no choice but to hope for a fifth set tonight.
Yeah, it's so tricky. I mean, that fifth set, Orlando has been able to force teams there, force great teams there, and it's just all about trying to have everything click in those 15 points in that final set. And sometimes just doesn't go your way, and that's been the story of this season for Orlando. They just can't get it together in that fifth set. I don't know if that's a conditioning thing or what, but it's just been an unlucky thorn in the side of Orlando because, hey, their season record could be so different if some of those 5 sets can go their way.
And Coach Amy Pauley reminds them of that. She challenged each of her players in their pre-match routines today. Do something different, whether it's a meal, a bit of mental prep, a sleep schedule, something to give yourself a little bit of an extra edge to change up that, no pun intended, mojo for them in these tight sets. Big point here, an eye sent back by Ronica Stone. Thomas Ilara on the ground, but the shot sails long. An attack error from Anai, and the Mojo have arrived with 2 set points.
Yeah, I mean, Anai.
Or have they? There's a challenge.
Yeah, Orlando was convinced. So, we always like to say, you can't take these home with you, so you might as well use the challenges.
Dan, these two teams in this match are a combined 0 for 5 on challenges. Our officials have done such a great job. Is that record in question? Here it is. The first successful challenge of the match belongs to Anai and the Valkyries. Well done, Amy Pauley.
Man, that was so tough to notice in real time. Great challenge. I mean, Orlando's, their players were totally convinced.
Coach Anieve Park getting an explanation. Perhaps she was looking to challenge something else on the play, and now Amy Pauley is presenting her tablet to the referee. Again, that's where all the substitutions and challenges are submitted from, as they seek some clarification.
The referee signaled challenge once again. She signaled a second challenge.
So a subsequent challenge coming here from San Diego?
That's what it looked like.
So maybe the Mojo think that Anai was in the net after that swing or something that happened after the block touch? We'll let both six tell the story. Some microphone troubles here for the R1. Okay. A center line fall.
Little chess move here from Hanif Park. Not going to let this point go down without a fight.
Amy Pauley perhaps saying, well, that's something that happened in the middle of the rally. But if it has to do with the terminating play, that's something you can challenge after the fact. Coach Hanif Park thinking she may have just stolen this point back. And she did.
Oh my goodness.
A center line fault on Adora Anai. You can see Tammy Thomas-Ilara sort of clattered into her down there. A lot to sort through here. The order of operations becomes important on a play like this. But if that occurred before the block touch and before that swing, then this point will stay with the Mojo as it was originally called. And Lindsay Vanderweide just applauded her head coach for the challenge. Said bravo.
Yeah, I mean, if this sticks, that's an unbelievable move from Taiba Hanif Park. And I mean, the referee's still having a long discussion as far as what to do goes in a situation like this. I don't know if we've seen a double challenge in the Pro Volleyball Federation yet. This is a pretty unique situation.
Well, we've seen a play where there's been discrepancy over in versus out, and a challenge that was put in was then retracted. Amy Pauley getting her explanation. She didn't look pleased with that end result. All signs pointing to point Mojo, and now it's official.
I mean, give Coach Hanif Park a gold star or something for that move. That is an unbelievable challenge.
She's thinking, if only that was around when I played all those years at Long Beach State. She was an All-American. This technology up on the level of what they have at the Olympic Games. And oh, by the way, Taiba played there too. Anai trying to keep the Valkyries in the set. Thomas-Ilara. Oh, what a get there by Sarame. Stone missed it. One set point saved by the Valkyries with 1 to go.
Ooh, it's getting sweaty. This has been a really entertaining set. Had a tap coming in for the Mojo, as well as Char Venegas.
Where will Graham go with the serve? She goes to Loberg. Tight set. Tomcom finds Thomas-Ilara. And the Mojo steals set 3 and retake the lead over Orlando.
let's go celebrate now. Let's go.
That last stretch is one that will probably be rewound afterwards if you're watching us on YouTube. San Diego takes set 3. They trailed for much of that third set, a big-time point at 23-22, a center line fault that was deemed to have occurred before the ball hit the floor on Adora Anai's high hand swing. There was a block touch, which Orlando challenged for, and then San Diego challenged for the center line fault. They went on to win the set on a dazzling one-handed delivery by Nutsara Tomcom to Temi Thomas-Ailar.
I mean, that's a highlight reel play by Nutsara Tomcom. To get a perfect set up to Temi Thomas-Ailar with one hand, she's unbelievable.
Yet another assist dig double-double for the Thai legend, Nutsara Tomcom. Michaela White with a middle set. Give her an assist to Shaina Joseph.
That looked good. Not bad. Middle blocker.
When you're 6'4", that high contact point on the set, great delivery to the high flyer in Shaina Joseph, the Canadian national team opposite. As the Valkyries look to do what they have done very well this season, and that is rebound from losing a close set. 1-1 here in the fourth. The Valkyries took set number 2 in this match. They were on their way to taking set 3. And then the Mojo started doing this.
Have we seen the change of pace on the Veronica Stone slide? I don't know if we have. That was excellent.
Another variation of what's been really old reliable for the Mojo both tonight and throughout the early part of this season. And there it is again. You can only hope to contain it.
She's so good.
That is assist number 40. Remember, Nutsara Tomcom has the single match record with 64 assists. That was in a losing effort, though, to Las Vegas. So she'd love to break that record and do it in a win. Graham, beautiful set there, and Jill Gillen takes advantage. Not to be outdone, Carly Graham.
Wow. Jill Gillen, that just has so much force, so much speed, going right for the back corner. There's no defense for that.
High-level hitting from both teams in tonight's match as Joseph serves Loberg. Thomas-Ailar missed everything from the back row. Well, what this match has lacked in aces, a combined just 2 aces, make that 1 ace, and it came from Tomcom in this match tonight. The attacking has been on point. Both teams nearing the 50-kill mark and hitting at about 25%. Stone did well to stay out of the net. Anai delivers from the back row.
A big thing that happened in that third set too was both teams, got their block going a bit. We had Orlando get those 2 blocks in the beginning of the set. Then San Diego ended up getting 5 blocks in that third set. So that's really a thing to look out for in set number 4.
Veronica Stone had 2 of those. Lindsay Vanderweide, Hannah Tapp chipped in as well. Joust sent over by Stone. 10-foot attack, Anai. What a smart choice. How often do you say that about Adora's game? She is second in the Pro Volleyball Federation in kills, nearly 4%.
You're really onto something with this even odd set thing for Orlando, huh?
That's been the pattern for the Valkyries, if you believe in that kind of thing. They have been a frequent 5-set contender. However, they've yet to win a decider this season. Stone's block carried wide. Great angle for us on that point. Meanwhile, the Valkyries do what they do and respond. They get off the mat after losing set 3 late and charge out in front 6-2. Timeout, Mojo.
Our day has dawned.
A new horizon is upon us.
Inspired by the many who came before us, together on a path to achieve something extraordinary.
Do you hear the groundswell? We are at the forefront of a revolution. Empowered, inspired, together. We didn't get here alone.
This is our responsibility. We are creating a new major league on the greatest stage volleyball has ever seen. Pro Volleyball Federation is real pro volleyball.
Now is our time.
Communities will come together.
History will be made.
We are one.
Today, we are inspired.
Today, the light shines on us.
Today marks the beginning of the next chapter.
And we're writing it together.
Rally with us.
Now, one thing the Valkyries have improved to start set number 4 is their transition play. Coach Pauly called that out as a weak spot in their loss to Omaha, and they've made some solid plays, finding Anai and Gillen to start the 4th set here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the response of Orlando in set number 2 and now set number 4, they've gotten off to really quick starts in those sets, and it's, you know, they're a really good team at locking in when they need to, but that has to happen in the 5th set too.
Again, the Valkyries 4-6 this season, but they are 0-4 in deciding sets. Another absolute rock-solid connection from Nutsara to Ronica Stone. And what a match Nutsara Tomcom is setting in this one here tonight.
Yeah, that number just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing.
She's been named the best setter in either a league or a tournament 20 times in her now 23-year pro career. That doesn't happen by accident, as she gets down to a knee and delivers a dime to Vanderweyden.
It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where Nutsara Tomcom is, what her approach is, where she is, how close she is to the ground. That's going to be on the money every time.
The 38-year-old from Thailand, who's played in Spain, Switzerland, even Azerbaijan, Turkey, and in her home country of Thailand, was a part of Athletes Unlimited, now a part of the Pro Volleyball Federation, and this league is better for it. Now, as a smaller setter, she does give San Diego a little bit of a blocking disadvantage. One of Orlando's game plans tonight is to try to exploit that when she's in the front row like she is now. She's on the right pin here. They can't push it out there, though. Tomcom, Thomas Ilora. Oh, the D ball works to perfection.
And you're right, the blocking liability has been mentioned by Hanif Park basically every time we talk to her. She says we got to figure out how to block.
It's no secret.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to defend behind Nutsara Tomcom, and that's still a work in progress. But obviously, it's been fine tonight.
Tomcom in the back row here. Block touch by Tat. Venegas covers, and Vanderweyden rolls it over. Graham to a Nye, slowed down by Thomas Ilora. Another chance, and another great block touch with the Shara Venegas dig. Brown there to stuff the point out, and it's 8-5 Orlando. Good persistence here by the Valkyries.
Yeah, their block has been getting better throughout the match, and it just seems whoever has that blocking advantage has the advantage of the match because the attacks have been so consistently good from both sides.
On cue, the attack error from Hannah Tapp. I will say this for Nutsara, for all the talk of the blocking disadvantage, she does lead all setters in Pro Volleyball Federation in digs per set. And she's already up over 15 of those here tonight. Temi terminates.
Yeah, it's so rare that set to the middle hitter misses for San Diego. That was a rare attack error for Hannah Tapp, but a great recovery. And you go to overliable and Temi Thomas-Ilara.
Michaela White ignites from the middle attack.
Yeah, man. What White's able to do out of the middle is very impressive. Her blocking has been great in this set and the last set, and she's getting involved in the offense as well.
Carly Graham has been quarterbacking that offense for Orlando as she serves one into the net. Carly was lined up to be an assistant coach at Texas State. Now her pro career extended thanks to Pro Volleyball Federation. Has chipped in a block as well as 20-plus assists. Can't add to that total right there as Anai just misses the line. To be exact, Carly Graham, 32 assists in this match. Didn't mean to shortchange you there, Carly. Serve floated to Gillen. In system, Anai. Great cover by Murphy. Tap. And Joseph couldn't get out of the way.
Ooh. That's a tough mistake by Shaina Joseph. After what has been a great start to the set for Orlando. Couldn't get out of the way yet.
Almost right off that shoulder pad on the Valkyries road jerseys. Anai with the reply.
Much needed after a point like that got the Mojo within one.
Adora Anai, a quiet 17 kills, if you can even say that, in this match. 6 digs as well for the prolific passer. Thomas-Ilara splits the seam.
Yeah, no one in the area code for that one. What a night for Temi Thomas-Ilara.
This is kill number 16. And what a set it was. Temi back to serve as she spins one into the top of the tape. Service errors have been a problem tonight for the Mojo, more so than usual. That was their 9th to go with 1 ace. Orlando has 9 service errors as well. No aces, though, for the Valks. Anai ready for the stone slide. Gillen! Boy, can she get up there.
It's been interesting with Gillen. She hasn't been the consistent presence out there, but when they've called upon her, it seems like she's automatic.
That's right, she's been efficient in this match, hitting 35%. She's now in double figures, and so is Stone.
Man, the angle that she's able to create off the slide is incredible.
This is the play that youth teams all over San Diego will be trying to practice in their gyms all week after watching this tonight.
All they need is a Nutsara Tomcom.
She is one of a kind. Joseph, too strong, and she's carried over that strong performance from Saturday night's contest into this one. Battling for that right side spot. Her and Ashani Teeler have traded starts recently, challenging each other in practice. A couple of SEC greats. Tip read by Graham. Gillen rolls one through. Back set, Stone. Change of pace, read by Carly again. Oh, Gillen, razor sharp on the cross-court swing.
Yeah, I mean, Jill Gillen. The amount of power that she has, at her size is just, it's incredible.
Becoming more and more of a great risk taker. Uh-oh, rare overpass from Tomcom. Valkyries couldn't punish it there. Gillen takes care of business. Jill Gillen doing damage in the 4th set as Shara Venegas is slow to get up.
I know the focus this week in practice for Jill Gillen was to work on out-of-system balls and getting better at attacks coming into the inside, but we haven't needed to see that because she's been so good on the outside that they haven't called upon her to come towards the inside.
Meanwhile, Shara Venegas is going to have to exit this game. The 15-year pro has played nearly every set at libero this season for San Diego. They'll spend a timeout in the meantime. Shara Venegas has quickly become a fan favorite here for the Mojo. It's easy to see why. However, the Olympian had to get helped off the court. Couldn't tell exactly what the training staff was looking at, but it's nice to see her back in out of the timeout. Boy, the tape slowed down Temi. Chance for a Nye. Passed back on one. Gillen slowed down by the block touch of Stone. And Ronica forces the errant pass.
I mean, you think eventually Orlando's going to pick up on this, and it just does. It's not happening. Ronica Stone's just automatic.
Even the former Oregon teammate of hers, Georgia Murphy, couldn't keep that one up. Murphy is there for that one. Gillen unable to get it down. Vander Wyda, overhand dig by a Nye. And Joseph, razor sharp on the cross-court swing. And Orlando moves closer to taking control of the fourth set.
Yeah, Gillen's been the focus in this set, so why not mix it up? Go to Shaina Joseph, and she found a great angle from the right side.
She's gone over the block and around it in this match. Shaina was getting stuff blocked a little too much earlier in the season, but you can tell that she's starting to find a rhythm. Coach Pauly said even the errors that Shaina made in their last match Saturday night, the 5-set loss to Omaha, they were good errors. They were the right shots that were just missing.
That's what you want to see from a player who has the ability that Shaina Joseph has. We know the power she can generate. So just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
7 kills tonight for Shaina. Looking for 8. Won't find it there. Instead, it's number 8, Hannah Tapp.
That's a brave move by Hannah Tapp. Shaina Joseph coming up from the back row. Fearless.
That is a loud rejection. Brown right into the breadbasket of Thomas Ilara. Otherwise, it was postmarked for the sideline.
So here's an important run here with Brown at the service line. Orlando's been letting San Diego lurk around in these sets, and they haven't been able to pull away. An example there. Now it's a 3-point game. I mean, Orlando had a 7-point lead in that second set, and it still was a really close set at the very end.
Early in the season, it was this point in sets where the Mojo would fade. And that's something that they have noticeably improved over their first homestand of the season. Will it be a winning homestand? That's what tonight will decide. Anai, dug up by Shara Venegas, back on the floor after that brief injury timeout. Back to Adora. And it caroms off the net for Thomas Ilara. Joseph, what a swing!
China Joseph coming up when it matters most. Outstanding stuff from Joseph. She's been the difference maker here in set number 4. Once, you know, San Diego picked up on Gillen, it's now Joseph's turn.
Gillen's had her run as well. Uh-oh, over dig. Michaela White was there to swat it away, and it's 20-15 Orlando.
And the Mojo used both their timeouts. They used one early in the set, then they used one after Venegas got banged up. So now they got to ride this out.
They could use a side out. And Loberg gets it.
The roll shot. You can see immediately the regret on the face.
Michaela White, though, has not had a ton to regret in tonight's match. 6 kills on 13 swings to go with 3 stuff blocks. That leads the Valkyries. Veronica Stone and her 4 stuff blocks leading the Mojo. 21-17. It's double-digit service errors now for the Valkyries.
Another pretty long miss for Adora and I, too. She's going for it, but it's just a little too much behind it.
Thomas Ilara. Trickles off the tape. As the block touch from Tom slowed it down. Stone sent back by White. Right back to her. And Murphy was ready. Quick attack. Read well by Venegas. Loberg couldn't find a corner. Anai! Back row, you bet.
It's just been great execution by Orlando, no matter whose name they call upon. Adora and I from the back row, China Joseph from the back row, Jill Gillen from the outside. Everything's been working.
Graham has done such a nice job of spreading around that Orlando offense. So often they'll rely on the middles, and that can free up action for the pins. Feels like the opposite's happened. The middles got going. Kaz Brown, Michaela White earlier this set, and now the outsides are having their way. Still a 4-point difference here. Tomcom wanted the lift. She'll settle for a free ball. Stone through the block.
And I mean, that service error is just another example of Orlando letting San Diego hang around. I mean, this doesn't have to be this competitive this 4th set the way that Orlando's playing, but here we are, 3 sets away are Orlando, 3 points away, my apologies, are Orlando 3 points away from tying San Diego.
Orlando let a late lead slip away in set number 3. San Diego took it 25-23 to grab this 2-1 lead. Trying to improve to 3-5 and get out of last place for the first time as a franchise. That won't help the cause.
Ooh, a gift for the Valkyries there. Valeria Papa coming back in.
She'll provide some passing here into that back right spot in the place of Loberg. And they go right to her. Perfect pass to Tomcom. And the quick side out.
Huge from Vanderwide. And now it's time to get some consistent serves up there.
Only 1 ace in this match so far. It came from Nutsara Tomcom. Stone serving here. Slide, Brown, back line.
And that play was generating before even the pass was hit. That was great execution by Orlando. Brown knew where to go. Graham knew where she was going. Great work.
This to force a 5th set for the 3rd consecutive Orlando match. Anai, off high hands. Temi drops it in. to save one set point.
All right, and now San Diego has Nutsara Tomcom at the service line and her incredible serving abilities.
We're going the distance here at the home of the Mojo. Orlando responds in set number 4. They never trailed, and they tie this match at 2 sets apiece.
So proud of you boys. Let's go celebrate now. Let's go.
Well, so far a familiar story for the Orlando Valkyries. Alternating sets, they force a decider by claiming the 4th, but they want to rewrite the story of their season so far here tonight. Can they be 5th time lucky and break up their drought in deciding sets?
Well, they've got the momentum, that's for sure. I mean, these first couple of points are going to tell the tale. That's how this match has gone. It's who can establish what they want to do early that has come out on top. And I mean, there you see the blocks on your screen. Only won that set for San Diego after getting 5 in set number 3.
There you see the error counts. Climbed a little bit in the beginning of that 4th set.
Climbed a lot of it at the end.
Especially as far as the Mojo were concerned. First point of the decider. And a dig from Anai. Joseph, change of pace. And she's had the Mojo off balance in this match, tying her season high at 9 kills.
Yeah, and after, you know, swinging so hard for so many of her kills that last set, the change of pace is beautiful.
Venegas hits the floor. Thomas Ilara finds the floor.
Pinpoint accuracy and We'll see what kind of impact Valeria Papa has here in the 5th set, coming back into the match after a solid performance from Grace Loberg, but a crucial service error that last set.
And maybe just a sign that Loberg maybe lacking confidence from that serving spot. Valeria Papa was so good in the 5th set, first set, 5 kills on 10 swings, but sat down after some struggles to start the second. Graham able to get there, and Gillen couldn't get it down. What a sprawling save by Venegas. Free ball, MK White makes good on it.
That out-of-system attack for Jill Gillen was amazing. And to have that happen after hitting or receiving a serve that might have been heading out of bounds, great recovery by Jill Gillen.
The rookie learning to roll with the mistakes, not be so much of a perfectionist. And she's been close to perfect over the last 15 minutes, and so has Temi Thomas Ilara.
I like to see her get even more involved. And that's tough to say because she's been kind of the #1 option in San Diego's case, but that last set was all about Veronica Stone for the Mojo.
Stone 14 kills, 4 stuff blocks tonight. As Gillen swats it through, Thomas Ilara sent back by Kaz Brown. That's the league's leading blocker, wearing 11 for Orlando. Out of system swing, Thomas Ilara. Anai with the set for Joseph. Here's Papa, forcing the net violation.
Man, those long points in the 5th set can just take the wind out of your sails, and to have it be a net violation that does it is a shame for the Valkyries.
And there's the scream of Vale, Valeria, from the Italian fans joining us tonight. Stone, 4-2 San Diego. She's doubled her kill total from their last match, which was also a 5-setter.
What an impact she's made. Blocking, attacking, everything she's doing is just perfection.
Now, I didn't see a net fault. That is the challenge from Orlando. 2 challenges per set, even in this 1st to 15 deciding set. San Diego, by the way, 1-1 in deciding sets. Both of them happened on this homestand, and this is a fairly easy review for Bolt 6. That stylish sleeve grazed the net.
I said perfection. Unfortunately, not quite perfect on the approach there from Veronica Stone. Great eye from Amy Pauly.
3-all in set number 5. This match is poised for an outstanding finish.
And who knew after the 0-for-3 start from the coaches on challenges that we'd have some excellent challenge executions by both sides.
Those are the stats that you stay up late for. At least those of us on the East Coast. It's now Tuesday morning over there. Everyone watching from Orlando. Such a great volleyball city. They have embraced this team with open arms. They'd love to see the Valkyries find a way to win these big points late. Anai with the dig. Murphy the pass up to Gillen. Tom-Com, back set, Stone. And if the Mojo win this match, it'll be that combination which has carried the day.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to imagine. I mean, if we did name players of the game, it would be Veronica Stone.
Brown answers right back as the Orlando bench gets their 2nd celebration warning of the night. They don't care.
They get out far. they get close to the corner when they celebrate. I love the energy from that Orlando bench.
How can you not? Papa rides the tape, and it's kept alive by Anai. Tom-Com kicks it up, and we play on. What can't she do? Brown puts an end to that point as Nutsara Tomcom and company did everything they could to keep it alive.
Wow. What do we just see?
And then the swing to cap it off. We'd love to get a speed check on that Kaz Brown slide. 5-all. Stone with the slide. Slowed down by Brown. Oh, Anai. What an angle.
And they had Kaz Brown going to the other side with the slide as the misdirection.
This match has had a little bit of everything. Murphy to Graham, to Anai, and the pancake from Thomas Ilara. Papa off hands and down. The quality is through the roof.
Just an excellent match, and the ability to stay on their side of the net was great for San Diego. They had a few players come real close to stepping over that middle line.
Orlando maybe thought about a challenge, thought better of it, as Carly Graham calls a wet spot on the floor to our staff's attention. Reminder, Orlando moves into a playoff spot if they win this one here tonight, up into 4th place ahead of Columbus. They can end their 2-game slide here on the road before traveling to Omaha for the 4th time this year on Saturday. Murphy with another great dig, more on that in a moment, as Stone lifts one over towards Grant. Anai, pinpoint again. Georgia Murphy in this match has made Pro Volleyball Federation history, obliterating the single match digs record, which was previously set by Kylie Murr. That last one was her 32nd. 7-all as Vanderweide evens the score.
And this is the kind of 5th set that this match deserves. Neither team pulling away, and both teams just imposing their will.
The first meeting between Orlando and San Diego has not disappointed. Papa may have played an out ball. Chance for the Valkyries to punish her. They can't do it there. Murphy to Adora, who just guides it into the campfire.
Great touch from Adora Anai. Another great match for her.
There is not a shot in the book that Anai doesn't have. That was her 22nd kill. Her season high is 26. Tap on that quick one set as Joseph rolls it down. Short points here in set number 5, thanks to shots like this. Mojo have burned a timeout. They're down 9-7 in this 1st to 15 5th set. We'll take it with them at Viejas Arena.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at realprovb.com and provolleyballshop.com.
Well, can the Valkyries finish the job? They are playing their 2nd match in 48 hours, an early wake up on Sunday morning to fly across the country to San Diego, all in the effort of flipping the script on their 5-set struggles. And if it happens for them tonight, it might be more satisfying in 5 sets than just 3. We'll see, though. Work to do here in this 1st to 15 decider. Anai brings the Valkyries within 5. Dan, she's taking over.
Yeah, right now the difference is one team has Dora Anai, the other team doesn't. She's been so good in the 5th set. Carly Graham is hunting for her on every play.
She tends to be that bellwether for the Valkyries. When she hits efficiently, they tend to win. Thomas Ilara set back. Oh, Michaela White and Adora Anai walling up.
Now it's time to execute for Orlando. They're so close. 4 points up, 4 points away.
Can they deliver a knockout punch? Oh my! White with the roof. And the Valkyries in the blue and gray have leaned on their middles, white and brown, in this deciding set tonight.
Oh, they certainly have the blocks that they have generated in set number 5. They finally got it going. I mean, San Diego was the better blocking team throughout this match. And when it matters most, now Orlando's got that block going. And San Diego's kind of puzzled on where they can go with their attack. And you know, that's just making such a difference right now. We had those 2 blocks that really made a difference earlier in this match for Orlando that came back-to-back. And that was able to generate momentum for Orlando. And now it seems like they're blocking every single attempt from San Diego. So we'll see what the Mojo have up their sleeves, because they are running out of options here and running out of time.
2 blocks, 5 block assists in the set alone for the Orlando Valkyries. And might that be enough to get them over the finish line? The Mojo out of timeouts, and the Valkyries just assessed a yellow card. Our up official has had enough of their bench getting too close to the action. Graham in the middle of a 3-point run. Side out. Temi on the right side is going to become a fixture in the Mojo lineup if she has more nights like this. I remember started the season at the left pin.
Yeah, I'd say she already is a fixture. What more proof do you need?
Joseph with another clutch swing. Shaina Joseph has been an X factor in tonight's match.
Yeah, it's been just an extra option for Graham to go to when Anai or Gillen are getting keyed in on.
49 assists in this match for Carly Graham, her season high. Nutsara Tomcom on the other side with 57. San Diego has to play perfectly to escape with this win now. Graham, and a block. Gillen sent back by Thomas Ilara, and a tap in the neighborhood as well. Timeout called by Orlando. They want to stop San Diego's momentum before it starts. The finish line is close, but Dan, the Valkyries are not there yet.
Not quite there yet. They still got a little bit of work to do, and man, if San Diego remembers how great their block is, this could be a little problematic for the Valkyries. I mean, I love what they've been able to do in this 5th set. Brown and White have been just spectacular in the middle. Adora Anai has been sensational on the outside. And Gillen has been, you know, kind of keyed in on and neutralized a bit by San Diego. She hasn't been what she has had earlier in this match. So it's going to be interesting how these next couple points go and what options are called upon.
Kaz Brown has been a reliable option on that slide play for Orlando tonight. She's hitting it at 43%. She has 14 kills in this match. Her and Michaela White have taken turns, making a big impact throughout the latter stages of this match. It's White in there now. They go to Joseph, and she delivers another. It's the Shina Joseph show down the stretch here in San Diego.
What a great time to have your best match of the season, huh?
The Ottawa native, Canadian national team opposite, smashing through her season high with 13 kills. And it's Sarame to serve the first of 4 match points. Thomas Ilara staves off one. San Diego trying tonight to get out of last place. A win tonight would move them ahead of both Orlando and Vegas. As Noma Velez comes in to deliver what the Mojo hope is a clutch set of serves to keep this match going. Graham to Joseph. And it's off the antenna.
Huge sigh of relief from Valeria Papa there. That was close.
Her and the 1,000+ on hand here in San Diego, sighing in relief. This look will show us.
Yeah, off the antenna. And another timeout used here. Hey, you might as well leave it all on the table.
Orlando tonight has been so good out of timeouts. That Mojo point just moments ago, that was the first time San Diego had won a point out of a timeout since the 3rd set. They've been hard to come by.
Yeah, Orlando just they've changed up their timeout strategy. They've gone to more specific play calls in the timeout.
Right.
And that's made a difference in this match. You can see it, and we'll see if it pays off here. There's Coach Amy Pauly, who's engineered that change.
Yeah, her and Gordon Mayforth working together. Like we said, they challenged all their players. Do something different. Change your routine, even if it seems trivial. Something different to get the Valkyries over the line, and hey, maybe even change up a couple of superstitions. A 4-6 team that's won as many sets as they have lost this season. Trying to finally win a 5th set decider. Joseph for the win. Yes! The Valkyries flip the script. And they break their 5-set curse and beat San Diego. Look what it means.
That's gotta feel good for the Valkyries. I mean, to battle, and then to go through that 3rd set and that heartbreaking defeat where they had the double challenge happen, and that swung things into the favor of the San Diego Mojo. To come back from that and finally channel things to look incredible in the 5th set. Adora Anai and the blocking, and Shina Joseph as well. Shina Joseph was just, wow, amazing.
She had their final 2 kills in this match. Orlando improves to 5-6, and they'll have a happy flight home before traveling again to take on Omaha this Saturday. The Mojo, they'll have 13 days off to regroup. Dan, they did a lot right in tonight's match, but just couldn't find a way in set number 5.
I think it was more so Orlando won rather than San Diego lost. That's kind of what happened in that 5th set. But they played great. That's what made this, I think, the best match we've been able to see from San Diego's season so far. That was so competitive and so back and forth. Really, anyone could have won that 5th set, but it was Orlando who really challenged everything in that final set.
So the Valkyries snapped their 2-game slide. They improved to 5-6 on the season. The Mojo fall to 2-6, and they will rest and recharge before taking on Vegas 13 days from now in Sin City. That match is on Sunday, March 24th. Pro Volleyball Federation action will return Thursday night. Dan, I'll be tuned in to Atlanta and Omaha, meeting to determine who takes over first place. Until then, on behalf of our entire crew, we thank you for joining us. For Dan Doherty, I'm Jake Herman. This has been another presentation of the Pro Volleyball Federation on YouTube.